I'm Honorable Prince Adebayo Balogun, member representing Ibeju-Lekki Federal Constituency of Lagos State.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. You moved the motion on the declaration of state of emergency on electricity in Ibeju-Lekki Federal Constituency of Lagos State. Give us an insight as to why you moved the motion.
Well, let's say about 20 years ago, Ibeju-Lekki happens to be one of the local government that enjoys good quality electricity, and then the population was very quite small, and that's until the development ushered in by Ashwaju, the bringing in of the free trade zone, which led to the deep sea port, Dangote refinery, and all other real estate development moving into Ibeju-Lekki. Today, Ibeju-Lekki is the fastest growing local government in Nigeria in terms of development. This, I believe, have actually overwhelmed the level of infrastructure in terms of electrification in that corridor, and have led to total collapse of the electricity infrastructure. And there is a need to generally come in to upgrade whatever we have in that corridor. And if we look at the landmass, Ibeju-Lekki is about 1/4 of total landmass of Lagos. And concerning the development now, I can tell you, Ibeju-Lekki, even in terms of population, by the time we have the next census, we will rank one of the first 3 or 4 in terms of population. But because it's a large area, people are not too concentrated in one place, unlike what we have in some local governments. So that's why people didn't really know the effects. So it's really affecting the population, and the development has actually eaten deep into the infrastructure we have. But it has even affected our roads too. Thank God the state government is taking the bull by the horn in terms of the road. It's total reconstruction of the road we're having from Ekpe now down to Abraham-Adesanya, which is a major project. It's a reinforced concrete roads that we're having. You know, the caliber of trucks that buy that road now are heavy duty trucks, 30 tons, 40 tons, 50 tons trucks are plying that road on a daily basis. And so there's generally need for upgrading of our infrastructure, and that of electricity is very key. It has affected the development, the economy of the area. People can no longer trade, people can no longer do businesses. Those who are trying to do their businesses are running at a loss because the overhead is getting too high. Imagine ordinary barber needing to be spending, buying 10 liters or 5 liters every day to do ordinary barbering salon. And we know we have the free trade zone around the axis now. Most of the companies are running on generators, which is not too good for their businesses. That's why some of these businesses are moving to Ghana, and the rest Dunlop and Co moving to Ghana. And the essence of the free trade zone is to create an hub, industrial hub, where people can take advantage of economy of scale, companies can take advantage of economy of scale. And in the free trade zone, the price must be very cheap. That means your inputs must come in cheap. All your factors of production must be cheap. So in a situation where you are running on diesel and petrol, you can never get good pricing, and it's not making our products very attractive in terms of prices. So we hope the federal government will take the bull by the horn this time around and ensure that an holistic approach is taken to ensure that we solve the matter once and for all. Yes, over time there are some palliative that have been done. You see the light come up, within 15 minutes it's gone, and it might be the next 3-4 months before they will come back and see what they could do again. After trying something, within the next few days it's also gone. So it's been up and down for years. I personally use about 50 liters of diesel every day. So it's not been easy at all. So we hope the relevant agency will come in and ensure that in the 2024 budget, adequate provision is made to ensure that electricity in that area is actually improved and resuscitated. Representation of my bill for the Federal Medical Center in Ibeju-Lekki. Yes, actually, we got to the second reading at the Senate for covenant in the last dispensation. Unfortunately, we couldn't see it through because towards the end of the dispensation, there was a lot of rush. You know, many members went for the election, and coming back, everybody struggled to push through their bills. But luckily, due to the amendment in our rules, every bill that passes for concurrent at the Senate will no longer start de novo. So all we need to do is get it for first reading. After first reading, it's sent for the committee of the whole. So I think we've been able to move that today. So it's been transmitted to the committee of the whole. So where consideration will be made. So after that, it goes to the Senate. So I believe in the next, although we'll be going for a break now. So if not for that, I would have said in the next 8 working weeks, we should have it ready for the President's assent. So, and that's one major bill that is going to help in the health management of our local government. Like I said, the size of Ibeju-Lekki and considering Ekpetu, my neighboring local government, and Etiosa, those 3 local governments alone are more than half of the size of Lagos State. So, and having a federal hospital like that will really help. Although presently we have an annex. One of the primary health center sponsored by myself is located at Labora Wode in Ibeju-Lekki, and we made it the annex for the Federal Medical Center in Meta, because that's one we have in Lagos State for now. So they are using it as an annex, and it's really helping. So by the time we have a full-fledged Federal Medical Center, so a bigger facility will then be created. So, and you know, the development in that, as like I said, there will be a lot of health hazard and emergencies where you have big industries, the refinery, the deep sea port, generally talking about the free trade zone. There will be a lot of accidents, and there must be adequate medical facility to be able to handle such accidents when they occur. So that's one of the reasons it's very important that we push through the Federal Medical Center. And that will be an opportunity for us to get assistance from the federal government, because the general hospitals will only be funded by the state government, where the PACs, primary health centers, will be funded by the local government. So if you do, a federal medical center will give an opportunity for the federal government to have an input in the medical service of the local government.
Okay.
Please, finally, sir. Please, this is the 10th Assembly, and you are now a ranking member. I know your constituents actually enjoy your being here in the 9th Assembly. So briefly, what should they be expecting this 10th Assembly from you, sir?
Well, that's why we've actually hit the ground running. This time around, they should be expecting more bills that will be directly affecting the federal constituency. I think last week too, I had the first reading for the diving school to be cited at Ibeju-Lekki. You know, we have a 64-kilometer beachfront in Ibeju-Lekki. Out of the 108 kilometer beachfront we have in Lagos, 64 kilometer is in Ibeju-Lekki, and with the deep sea port and some other auxiliary development within that area. So having a deep diving institute would be a good idea. So I've been able to push that for the first reading, and we also hope that before the end of this year we'll get it signed by the president. And the Federal School of Fisheries and Federal School of Fisheries is also ongoing. It's an annex by the one in Victoria Island. So we ensure that it will get started this year. During the last session, I assisted in ensuring that they put some finishing touches to the building, and also liaising with the local government to ensure they provide security for them. It's one of the areas they are still, because it's by the Atlantic Ocean, so the fear of kidnapping and the security issue is still delaying the resumption. So I have liaised with the local government chairman, and he has promised to cite a police post to ensure that they have good security there. So by the time, I think before the end of this year too, the school also come alive. And we also want to ensure that this time around, all the opportunities we have in the area, the free trade zone, the deep sea port, and all these companies, also employ more of our people. So it's one of the areas we're going to really agitate this time around to ensure that we get our right quota, because it's not just for the project to be cited in the area, it's all about what benefit comes to the indigenous of the area. So that's one area too. We're going to see a lot of activities around. And like we also said, Ibeju-Lekki used to be a Nigerian local government. Now we have moved to an industrial and highly commercial one. So the kind of job our people are used to are going to change. So we must also ensure that we train them along the new line of job. So our empowerment, we have to take cognizance of the new development, and that means there will be more sponsorship in the area of students going to the university, taking relevant courses that can make them relevant in the development of schemes within our federal constituency. So these are part of the things we will be doing. And then the women and youths will also be supported wherever available. So there is so much for us to do within the local government, and we watch based on the requests of our people too. We are there to serve them. They have to make the move based on what they need and what we feel will service Ibeju-Lekki better.